Hey YouTube, what's going on? So today, I want to talk about one of the changes that I made to my learning style, to my educational style, that made one of the most massive differences for my entire life. You see, all throughout my schooling years, throughout high school, throughout middle school, and early college, I hated going through rote memory. I hated going through rote learning. And this is where you repeat the flashcards over and over and over again. Or when you're reading the book and you're just hearing the words. When you're listening in the lecture, this is also when you just listen, when you don't actually think about the information. When it goes in one ear and out the other. I'm sure you can relate to this. You've been in a classroom or a lecture. The professor, we'll be honest, they are pretty boring. That happens a lot. But you just look around the room, people are on their phones, they're falling asleep, they're bored out of their minds. And even for the people who are paying attention, the ears are going in one ear and out the other. For 99.99% of people, this is the case. And I want to give you guys a secret that you can use to instantly change this and start making some new thinking and learning habits that make it easier to pay attention, to focus, so that you can actually learn the material. Because one of the things that I've found is that a lot of people, they hate the education process because they were never taught to create new learning habits that really benefit them. And that's what I'm going to teach you here. And I'm going to teach you it really quickly. It's called the power of association. For most people, when a piece of information goes into their mind, especially in a lecture or while they're listening to someone, usually it goes in one ear and right out the other. That's exactly what would happen to me in lectures. I would sit in chemistry lectures, and physics lectures, and English lectures, in every single type of class imaginable. And this is how I thought about the information. I hear the words, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, then it's gone. It's gone. But the key is, now, you want to take this piece of information and think about it. You want to think about it in some way. And there's an easy way to do this. You want to figure out how to relate the information that you're learning right now, like the words that I'm saying right now as they're coming towards you and entering your brain. You want to relate them to something that you already know. What could that thing be? Well, it could be anything. The information that you have in your brain, there's so much of it. And using a little bit of creativity, you can figure out something that you can incorporate that into. So what could that be? Well, for instance, let's take one of the words I just said. Incorporate, where you incorporate the idea into your mind. Let's create an association for this word. Incorporate. What could that be? Well, that's related to corporations, corporate America. So now what I can think about is, I think of a memory that I have related to business or corporate America. So I used to work for a fast food chain called Wendy's. So I'm picturing a big corporate building for Wendy's, or I can just picture, movies. People in business suits. Movies that involve business, the stock market, things such as that, like The Wolf of Wall Street. I can picture Leonardo DiCaprio in his suit. So that's a good way to make an association to incorporate. Just thinking about these things. You're just trying to create connections between words or ideas. You can also use association, not just for words. You can also use it for, details. Small details about things. So, you see the wall color behind me? The light blue, the cyan. I don't know what the technical name for it is, but I know. I have seen this color somewhere before. And using association, I just need to think about, where have I seen this color before? Maybe it reminds me of the color of a robin's egg, or the color of the sky. These are associations that, they incorporate the small detail about the world around you into something you already know. This is a fast way to, learn the information faster, make it easier to focus, and actually be more enjoyable. So it doesn't have to just be colors, but it could be, the line behind me. The line of the corner, just the corner of the wall. Where have I seen a line like this before? I can think of the straight edge of a ruler, the straight line of a tree. Usually trees aren't straight lines, but it's just an association that came to my mind. I just want to, think about the information in my mind and find associations for it. You can do it with anything. You can do it with names, like my name Kenny. What comes to your mind when you think of Kenny? I've heard this a lot. Kenny from South Park, that's usually the biggest ones. Kenny Rogers, all kinds of things. Just think of, and you can also do other things. You don't have to just relate it to other people. But Kenny, I can think about, well, what are some parts of the word that I can create associations to? Like knee, I can think of a knee. I can look at my knee right now. The knee that I have on my body. Then ke, that's the first syllable. It's kind of like key. It's kind of like key. I can picture a key. That's another association. Then you take it a step forward. When I picture key for my name, I want to see a specific key, like the car keys that I have for my car. Or I can see the key for my house, or other keys that I've seen throughout my life. You can do the same thing. And make sure when you think of like Kenny from South Park for my name, actually kind of visualize him. You know, what color is his hoodie? Think of different associations like this. This is the idea that you want to implement into your conversations, into your lectures, into your meetings, where you just want to make sure you retain the information. So when you meet someone, think about, where have I heard this name before? You can think about the location, you can think about the person, how it makes you feel emotionally. Use association, it's one of your most powerful tools for learning. For the Da Vinci Mind training system and all the other materials that I put out there for you guys, association is really one of the central ideas. Association and visualization are some of your most powerful tools. Use it whenever you can. And one of the things I found that's really great is the more you practice association, the better you get at it. As you first start, it's kind of difficult to get started. You know, you might be slow. It's just like, I can't think of anything for this. If this happens, just give it a little bit. Just take a break for a little bit, walk around, then come back to it and think about it. 9 times out of 10, when you come back after this break, you'll have an idea. And then you keep repeating this, and eventually it becomes automatic. And the key with this is, you want to make a new habit. And how do you create a new habit? It takes consistency and repetition of the thought pattern. Usually it takes between 21 to 60 days. But if you really want to make that habit faster, put more thinking power into your thought process. As you create the associations, make it stronger. Put more of your senses into it. Put a lot of emotion into it. And if you do this, you'll create a habit much faster. You know, maybe it'll just take a couple weeks to get to that point. But if you're consistent, you're going to make a massive change, and it's going to be powerful. And that's the whole central idea for everything that I put out there is repetition to create new habits in your thought patterns, in your learning patterns, so that you can make a real change, so that you can learn faster, so that you can build the business you always wanted to that allows you to change your life and to build the life that you always wanted to create for yourself, because that's what it's all about. And association can really help you to get to that point, because everyone needs to learn. Everyone needs to educate themselves and to continue to do this throughout their entire life. But hardly anyone ever takes the time to learn how to learn. But association is a powerful tool that you can use to start doing that right now. So let me know down in the comments below some questions that you have about association, or if you have any suggestions for other techniques or ideas or questions that you have that you'd like for me to discuss on my channel. I want to ask you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I want to give you guys key tips, tricks, services, and content that allow you to learn faster, that allow you to accomplish more in life. So if you subscribe, you'll see a steady stream of content every week, hopefully every day, that will allow you to learn faster and that will allow you to earn faster, so that you can live and build the life that you always wanted to. So thank you for watching my video today, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.